they're saying you can't handle a real woman. Okay, so now they're going to basically elevate themselves as being the real woman, and they want to basically say, well, you're going after a substandard woman. That's really what they're saying. You can't handle a strong woman, so you're going to go and find yourself women that you can exploit and all this. Telling you can't handle a real woman, you can't handle a strong woman, so you're leaving the country for these doormat submissive women. Because that's how they view them. Now, interestingly enough, these, it's funny that an entire group, feminists, who are supposedly in favor of empowering women, have such a rotten, horrible attitude towards any woman that's not a feminist. Any woman that is happy being a homemaker, a loving wife, that is just not acceptable to them. So where does all this come from? Why are they basically making the criticism, well, you can't handle a strong woman, a real woman? I'll tell you what it is, and it's very simple. The whole thing rests on definition. When a feminist tells you, well, you can't handle a real woman, a strong woman, it comes down to their definition of what a real woman is. In their mind, a real woman is basically everything that a woman is and everything that a man is. They pretty much want to claim that they are being pretty much the ultimate human. Somehow, in fact, they're even superior to men because they can make babies pop out of their bodies, not without our help, of course. And that somehow, if they are as assertive and demanding and aggressive, all the things that men are known for, if they can prove that they can be just like a man, well, they get this attitude that a real woman is a woman who has all the attributes of a man and all the attributes of a woman, and you put it all together and somehow you've got this superwoman, and so she will stand up and say, well, I deserve this, I deserve that. So when a feminist says, well, you can't handle a real woman, their definition of a real woman, as I began to say, is that they are all-encompassing, they have all the qualities of a woman, they have all the best qualities of a man, and as such, they feel that they are entitled to basically make certain demands. The woman may be in her late 40s, she may be twice, 3 times divorced, she may be overweight, she may be hugely in debt, she may be with 3 or 4 kids in the house from maybe 2 or 3 fathers, for all you know. But there she is on the dating site saying, I'm a queen bee. I deserve to be treated like a queen. And if you can't impress me, if you can't meet this list of things, you've got to own your own home. You got to be a 6-figure earner. You got to be in shape. You got to be playing a musical instrument and surf and look like Brad Pitt. If you can't meet this criteria, don't contact me. Don't waste my time. Okay, that's the attitude that men, Western men, are sick and tired of. Because that is what feminism says is a real woman. A real woman is doing it all. A real woman has got her social life with her other female friends. They're meeting at the, they're meeting for drinks with their other girlfriends after work, just like the guys do. And they're gonna spend an hour or two doing that once a week, because they have that right. They also want to be a full-time mother. They also want to have a full-time career. They also want to believe that they're a full-time wife. And what basically they're doing is they're overloading themselves. And guess who? Guess who out of those 4 people involved, guess who ends up at the bottom of that ladder? The guy, the boyfriend or the husband. Because her career is going to come first. Her social life with her other feminist friends is going to come second. And then, there's some time for the kids. And then the husband is expected to be all supporting and basically put an apron on and have dinner for her because she's too busy doing other things, having a social life and whatever. And these women will look at themselves and say, I'm a real woman. woman. I'm doing it all. Well, the problem is they're not. They're, it's like the jack of all trades thing. You take on too much and you basically do everything half-assed. If you're going to be a mother, you got to devote time to that. It's not a part-time job. And if you're going to be a wife, you need to take it seriously. You need to take your husband's happiness into account. But the moment that a man's happiness, your husband's happiness, is put down in the priority scale because you deserve time out, you deserve your night out with the girls, and you need to go and focus on your career, and I got to take this class, and I'm going to do this and that and whatever, my job needs overtime, and you take care of the kids. And with the guy at the very bottom of all this, that is what a quote-unquote feminist definition of a real woman, that's where they're coming from. So when they tell men, you can't handle a real woman, what they don't understand is our response is, we don't want your definition of a real woman. We don't want it. We don't want to be the doormat. We don't want to be the guy who basically pays for everything while you put your money in a separate account for the day that you're going to bail on the marriage. There's a lot of argument to be made about the fact that most divorces are filed by women. Why? Because it's to their advantage. And they know it. And so here they are working a career, setting their money aside. They're not saying, hey, I'll pitch in, pay half the mortgage, I'll pay half the health care, I'll pay half. No, it's not a team effort. It's you as a husband need to prove that you're not an anti-feminist by supporting me carte blanche 100% in what I'm doing. And my money is my money. It's very convenient how they will say, well, you're the man, you need to be the provider. Oh, all of a sudden they're very traditional. So yeah, they want him to pay all the bills, but their money is their money, and maybe they might chip in $200 here or there and say, well, there you go. You see, I chipped in on the mortgage or whatever. But really, the mentality is selfish. It really is. It's focused on the woman. So when they say, you can't handle a real woman, no. A man's response is, if that's your definition of a real woman, I don't want it. I don't want it. I want a life mate. I want a partner in life. I want somebody shoulder to shoulder going through life as my best friend, my protectorate, my counselor, the person who will never do me harm. That is a real woman. That's a real woman. Not a woman who uses a husband to serve her own agenda. That's not a real woman. That's just a selfish person. So the definition, again, that when men say, you know what, the reason I'm going to go overseas is so that I can get a real woman. But the definition is different. Like I said, they want a woman who enjoys being a woman who enjoys dressing like a woman who enjoys speaking and behaving like a woman. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what us men love about women, is that when they behave like a woman. Because I'll tell you this much. Here's a news flash for all these feminists. Men are not attracted to a woman who acts like a man. They're not. There's nothing attractive about it. We are not impressed. We are not attracted. We do not find it arousing at all to engage with a woman who acts like a man. If we wanted to hang out with a man all the time, we'd be gay. We'd go find some guy, or we'd just hang out with our guy buddies. Okay, when we're looking for a wife, or a girlfriend, a life partner, men want a woman that behaves like a woman, dresses like a woman, smells like a woman, speaks like a woman. The current feminist movement has basically, these women have convinced themselves, well, we're going to avoid all that. We're not going to put any effort into how we look or how we dress, and we're not going to dress to make these men happy. We're going to dress in, jeans and sweatshirts and cut our hair short and forget the perfume, and we're going to swear like sailors, and we're basically going to expect men to find that attractive. Good luck with that. So when the guys say, okay, you want to do that? Fine, knock yourself out. Me, I'm going to go to the Philippines, to Cambodia, to Thailand, to Singapore. I'm going to go where women still behave like women. And it's not just Southeast Asia. I mean, men are going to Puerto Rico, men are going to Colombia, men are going to Mexico, men are going to anywhere where women still behave like women. They dress like women. They speak like women. They act like ladies. You know why? Because men find that attractive. And the women that say, oh, you're just looking for you're a slave. You just want to marry a maid. You're just looking for someone to take care of you. Well, okay, look at it with the stink eye all you want, but there's nothing wrong with a man wanting a helpmate in life. And he's willing to do his part. He's willing to go out there and bust his hump and earn some money to pay the bills. So yeah, he wants somebody that's going to help him in life. As I've told several women, some that I had to break up with, but as I've told several women, even just in the first date, I said, you want to know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for a woman that makes my life happier, not harder. That's it, all in a nutshell. If a woman is just making my life harder, I don't need that. Life's hard enough. I don't need someone to make it even harder. I'm better off on my own. So if I'm going to have someone in my life, if I'm going to have a woman at my side, whether it's as my girlfriend, my fiance, or my wife, it's because she makes my life better, happier, easier. She's a helpmate. We share the same goals. We're working together on our goals, not her goals, not just my goals, our goals. Our goals to own a house and raise a family or whatever it is. That's why so many guys are now leaving Western culture, going to Latin countries, going to Asian countries, because there's still so many women there raised with these traditional values that have been abandoned by so many women in the West. And so our definition of a strong woman, a real woman, is a woman who, again, she loves her husband. She respects him. She does not use him like a doormat. She is not demanding. She is not contentious over every little thing. That's what a man wants. And to the feminists, you will never convince them that it's anything other than, oh, you want to go subvert some slave. Okay, well, you know, there's just no changing their mind on that. But I'm just here to tell you and tell them the definition of what a real woman is between the way a feminist looks at it and a man looks at it is 100% completely the opposite. So when she says you just can't handle a real woman, and he says, no, I'm going to go find me a real woman, they're talking about two totally different women. So that's the situation that we have. If that's your definition of a real woman, a strong woman, you can have it. All you women, go ahead. Us guys are leaving. We're done. We're going to go find the real thing. You can all hang out and turn into lesbians or whatever, but we're not going to be around to put up with this nonsense. This next generation, current younger generation, statistics show that they're guys are waiting into their 30s, even mid-30s, to even think about marriage. Why? Because they see what the current crop has to offer and they don't want it. They don't find it attractive. And they also have come to, again, you know, the terminology is the red pill, but they've come to the awakening that in Western culture, the way the courts and everything is arranged, it's like the worst business contract you could ever sign up for, where you go into it, you finance pretty much 80-90% of the entire venture, and then at any given time, this person can gut all your assets, take you to court, demand ongoing payments, alimony, retirement, a retirement that she didn't even earn. He earned it. And then essentially gut this guy and do it again and again to every guy that's willing to fall for her. She will marry, divorce, and gut this guy in the family court system. Now, a lot of the younger guys now are looking at that and they're like, this is a losing proposition. I stand far more to lose marrying any woman than I stand to gain. And the woman stands everything to gain by just saying, that's it, I'm filing for a divorce. I'll be better off. Yeah, she will. She gets the kids, she gets the house, she gets the retirement, she gets the alimony, she gets everything. And the guy, he's just got to pay for it all. He's got to go start his life all over again. So I don't blame this much more savvy, younger generation of guys who are saying no to marriage into their 30s and 35 until they get what they want, a real woman, a woman who's not going to screw them over. The reason men are leaving and looking in other countries, whether it's in Latin countries or Asian countries, is because they want a real woman who, like I said, is a helpmate, makes their life better, makes their life happier. A woman who acts like a woman.